Bruce Larson, somebody I quote often, tells a great story out of his ministry in California. This was back, I would think, in the 80s. He said there was a woman in the church in Southern California who was from North Dakota. She was in her 80s, back in the 80s. When she was 7 years old, she lived in a small town in North Dakota, went to a one-room schoolhouse. North Dakota, get the scene. There was a day that she went to school. This was before accurate weather forecast. It was 40 degrees below zero and a blizzard, a North Dakota blizzard, hit the area. One by one, concerned parents arrived to escort their children home safely in this blinding snowstorm. Soon, Ruth, 7 years old, and her teacher were the only people that were there. Can you imagine how frightening that would be for a student? You're 7 and you're the only one there, and you're the only child whose mom or dad hasn't come to get you. The teacher, though obviously worried, tried to reassure her young charge. Ruth, I've got a bucket of coal and one sandwich. I sure hope it gets us through the night. I want you to listen to what a 7-year-old young lady said naively to her teacher. Ruth answered firmly, "Don't worry, teacher. My dad will come for us." Since so many hours had elapsed, the teacher was at least at the best skeptical. "How do you know your dad will come for us?" Pointing upward, this 7-year-old little girl said, "My Father in heaven will tell my Father here on earth to come and get me, and he will." And the teacher smiled condescendingly. "Hey, yeah, that's nice. What a nice thought." Hours went by. And Ruth said eventually her dad showed up by himself, brought ropes with him, tied a rope to the teacher, tied a rope to his daughter, and tied both ropes around him. And they went out into the storm together, tied together in case one of them fell. They wouldn't lose each other. And eventually, hours later, got them home. Ruth told Bruce Larson, she said, "I learned an incredible lesson about my Father on earth. Coming to Christ is you come home to the Father through the Son." Always has been that way, always will be. You come home to the Father through the Son. And you give everything that you know about yourself, and you release everything you know about your past and all the garbage in your life, and you lay it at the foot of the cross and say, "Lord, this is what I have, just as I am. This is me." And the Lord does something in a man's life or a woman's life when they do that. You see, God gives his grace to the humble. He rejects the proud. He resists the proud, which means literally he opposes a proud man as an opponent. But he gives his grace, his gifts to the humble.